Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesomecalls Trading.com. I am AJ. I'm your host today for the next 15, 20 minutes. Um, Thank you, Max. Well, I hope so. I just spent about 35 minutes doing my secret sauce. Secret sauce is something that I give only subscribers that want next level trading. I'm talking traders that want to just really excel and make a true living day trading. Um, it's really hardcore, really nuts and bolts, how to read a report, how to read through the news. And it's really, everyone asks me now and then, hey, AJ, is there a book out there? Hey, AJ, is there a video out there? Um, Day trading is just accumulation of just really, really lots of knowledge. It really is. Everyone's got different views. That's why there's so many different chat rooms out there. I mean, think about it for a second. You got this chat room that does pumps, that uses sheep. Sheep are people that just pay a subscription. They get used for their money, pop a stock, the moderator sells it into this thing, shows how great he is, and he goes after new sheep, right? And then you got the short sell rooms on small caps that just want to short 15, 20 cents. And that's all they want to do that's all they want to teach you. Nothing more. Just a bunch of lines and here snaps here. And there's other rooms that, they've got their three or four stocks they like to play and maybe five little stocks and that's it. And they don't want you to learn anything more. And and then, there's option rooms that you can go to that are halfway decent, but there's act. The rarity of act. Act is a room that just it really is really next level. And we may not be the biggest chat room, but it's like the tortoise and the hare. All right. The hare, he's running. He's trying to get every subscriber out there. He's trying to advertise all over the world. Look how great, look how great, look how great. And then there's the tortoise. The tortoise is so smart. He's educated. He's a professor. He knows everything. And he knows at the end of the day, he's still going to get there. It's just going to take him a little bit longer. Well, that's act. Act is just slowly, just keeps climbing up, climbing up, climbing up. Because a lot of traders are getting tired of just being told what to do or being treated like, this is what you need to do. No, don't talk to me like that. If I'm a trader, don't tell me what I need to do. Educate me. Help me see what you see. If you can't do that, why the fuck do I need you? Right? And if I ask you a question, can we trade an earnings report? No, we don't do that here. Can we trade this? Yeah, can you look at this one? No, we don't do that here. What do you mean you don't do that here? What the fuck does that mean? You don't do that here. I'm a day trader, dude. Okay? Yeah, you have your stocks that you want to look at, but at least take a look at maybe one or two of mine when you get a chance. Tell me how you would trade it, you know, or how you see things, but teach me. Teach me. Go beyond that level of teaching. Teach me a whole nother level. What did you see behind that move? Why did you call that one? Do you realize that every single day for the last 6+ years, since Awesome Calls has been active, we do a list, a pre-market analyst list of 12 to 13, 14 ideas of stocks that are going to make certain moves. Stocks that have a lot of range, all right? This list takes hours before the market opens. That's being developed, studied, all right? Then when you walk in and you actually watch the, the man actually do it live, he's typing it in front of you. He's telling you each stock, what each stock is going to do, where it's going to hit, and why. Everything he gives you is the reason behind the move. And then later on, he teaches you how he saw it. That's day trading. There was never a room like this when I was coming up. I'm sorry. I've been doing this for 16 years, and there still isn't. There's a lot of copycats. How many people now try to do pre-market lists? They call it pre-market plans, the pre-play plan, the game plan, anything related to what we call the plan. Okay, everybody wants to have one now because it's like, well, AJ does it, so I guess if we're going to keep our subs, we better do it or look like we can do something like that. And then you get the copycat ones that just copy and paste their notes and throw it in their room. and then change the numbers a little bit. Oh my God. They're notorious for that. They do it almost every day because they got to keep their subs. I don't worry about keeping my subs. Okay. All right. I don't worry about that because if somebody wants to leave here, where are they going to go? Good luck. That's how I look at it because nobody's going to put this much passion and love into helping you become successful. I want you to look at a stock right now that was sitting at $200, and both me and Darkside both called a 194 level. I can't short this stock at TD, but I cannot not tell the traders in the room to take the short. All right, I want to show you a stock. It was a simple read off the $200 level. You want to see it? Boom, right there. I looked at this 200. I said, if it snaps here, we go to 194. Look at the stock now, 194. I mean, I saw this in my. This was a no-brainer. Now a lot of you are like, oh, I called that too. I like, oh, bullshit, bullshit. We called it right here. We even set the risk. Take it 200 short, 201.50 is your stops. Take it down, and I even gave the levels. It's going to fill this gap here, that gap here, and now it's going to 194. And here's the 194. Just in our room alone, if you had 100 shares, you went short. You could have made $600. Simple. I saw that setup like it was nothing. All right. Today, we had some really good plays today. So I'm going to go over a few of them. And it was just a clinic in here. A clinic. And, you know, this is the kind of room that when you first come in, you just gotta breathe it all in. You gotta take it in for a day or two. You just gotta watch and listen, ask questions. You know, don't be worried. We're all gonna help you. All right. But the stocks are we've been doing this for so many years that the setups are there. All you have to do is execute. And that's really what I am. I'm like a professor, a guider, somebody's going to help you to execute the trades and tell you when to get in, when to get out, when to scale in, when to scale out. Now, I can't come to your house and pull the trigger. I can't. You have to overcome that. But I'll give you enough assurance, not only in writing, but in my voice, in my professionalism, to take that trade. And if you're red, don't worry. I get a lot of people, hey, I got in too soon. I got fucked up. I scared out. I lost 800. Could you get me out? I got you. Don't worry. I got you. Okay. All right. So let's start with, well, you know what? Let's go to Grub. Let's start with Grub. Okay. Grub. Grub posted earnings this morning. All right. After reading the earnings report, I made the decision that Grub would pull to $69 to $70 after any initial pop out of the gate. When it hits 69 to 70, I want you to bottom curl it and go long the stock. Okay? So, Grub missed on earnings. I anticipate the stock to give me a pop at the open, scale in short, and then look for a pull to 69.70. And I'll show you how I wrote it up. Right here on Grub. All right, I want to pop it open to 75. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Pop it open to 75 or more, scale in short, hit down to 69.70, and then bottom curl and go long. You see that setup? Beautiful setup right out of the gate. No ands, no ifs, no buts. Just wanted you to nail it. Okay. Now you look at Grub. Ding, 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 ding. Market open. Bam. Guess where it hits? 76 a share. Went up a buck more, and guess where it collapsed to? That's right. 69 to 70. Scale in long. Take it right back up. Almost to 74 a share. You see that? Isn't that amazing? While you're over there trading some Apple and Nvidia, we're trading massive points with decent size, getting paid. You want another one? Look at this one, OSTK. Now this one was gapping up on, the way they worded it, it was like they're issuing new dividends on stock swaps and Series A's, and it's like, okay, enough. One thing I know about OSTK, it always fills its gaps. So all you have to do is look at yesterday's close, read the news. The news tells you to short the stock, and that's exactly what I did. I made it our number two pick in the room. OSTK, I want to pop it open to 2350, scale in, and take it down to 2250 and under. Slam dunk it. No ands, ifs, or buts. You don't even have to think. You just have to wait for it to hit. So easy trade. Pop at the open, 2386. I wanted 2350. If you took 2350 here and you gave it room, which everyone had all the opportune time to get 2350, 2350, and then 2350, and then the massive yank. Bam! Slap it down, 2170, almost 2 points to the downside. Woo! Talk about a beautiful trade. How do we know that? Because we're ACT. We're Awesome Calls Trading. We know the stock, what it's going to do before it even does it itself. You want to see another one? I'll tell you another one. This was a beauty. Probably a stock you'll never trade because you're not in this room. But let me show you. Instead of trading a $200 Apple stock in between lines, making 80 cents, what if you make a 7-point trade on a stock called VRNS? Right? This had an earnings play. It was gapping up thin. You see this? This is thin. And I anticipated the stock to pop it open to 80. But I wanted to short the stock to $72 a share, $73 a share. I told the chat room this is a $73 stock or under. I read the report, and that's what I do. I read the report. The report told me to short the stock. So I told everyone in the chat room, take short at 79, 78, give it room to 80, have an average of 79, and watch the stock plummet down all the way down to $73 or under. And you can see clearly the stock's trying to fill the gap all the way to 70. So you would have actually made more money on this call. I'll show you the stock. I'll show you how I wrote it up. VRNS right here, 78 short. I even said small short. Room to add at the 80 pop. See how it popped at 80 and stopped at 80 on a dime, and then shorted to 73, and you're done. And I even said if it snaps 73, the stock will come to 71. And look at the stock. If it snaps 73, the stock will go to 71. Guess what, traders? It just hit 71. Now, unfortunately, you'll never understand what we do in here unless you're in here. But could you imagine if you took 100 shares with 8,000 buying power and you stayed in the stock? You would have made a minimum of $500 to $700 on 8,000 buying power. Isn't that incredible? You want another one? I'll give you another one. This stock was called SSNC. Now, this was a really interesting stock today. They issued some downside guidance, but after reading the report, I determined that they shouldn't have been hit as hard. I'll give you the fact that they came down from $60 to 46, which is a $14 gap down. And usually I like to small pop and then flush these. All right. But in this instance, I didn't feel that way. I felt very strongly that the stock would come down to $47 a share and we'd see a bottom on it and we would actually go long the stock. And I think the stock has room back up to 52, 53 over the next day or two. I tried to get it today and the most I got was 51, almost $51. And I'll show you why. On the earnings report, when I read it, it really, even though it was a miss, the miss wasn't that excessive. And that's where I give secret sauce out. Because I'm not gonna sit there and give you a live video recap how to read an earnings report. But on something like this, um, once I determined it, I said this is a $47 stock. Go along the stock, take it to 53. That's it. And there's the play. And here's the four. And look how it smashed at 47 and never moved. Found support, walked it right back up. I'm going to give you another one. NBIX. This was a very fun trade. I personally traded this myself today. I did this one live in the room. And this one had really good earnings. Actually got a lot of upgrades this morning. But I've traded NBIX over the last, I would say, 12 years. I understand the stock very, very, very well. And I also knew that the stock would most likely pull at the open. After reading the earnings report, and which is what I do, I determined the stock would actually pull down to 90 bucks. And if you read my note here, it says $90. So I already made the decision the stock would hit about $90. Okay. And once it hit 90, I wanted everyone to go long and bottom curl it. And that's what I meant. Anything in the 90 area, bottom curl and go long. You can add on weakness, but 90 is really what I want to see. And then it should go back to pre-market highs. So pre-market high was 96. So I'm telling you basically, if you buy at 90 or 91, you're going to go up 6 or 7 points. And I knew this. I've been trading this. I understand the stock very, very, very well. And so I went, it was just a typical great trade that we do in here. So NBINX, ding, 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 ding. Market opened. It pulled hard, like I said. There's the 90 touch. Hit $90.66. Scaling long. Add on any weakness, and then count the money. And you see it? And just even in the first 3 minutes, you could have made all of your money. It hit almost 96 a share, but it ended up hitting $97.63. It was a wonderful trade. Wonderful trade. Here's another one that nobody traded today that you could have traded and had a lot of fun with. It was Cummings. I've traded Cummings for 10 years. I know the stock very, very well. And when Cummings takes a beat, a lot of investors will um, they'll buy some of the weakness and put it in their portfolio. So when after reading the Cummings report, I determined that the stock was a buy at 162. And I told everyone in the chat room to buy at 162. All right, so if you look right here, Cummings, I made this the number 9 pick. Down 11. Traders, I read the report. Yes, they missed. But I do think this will short cover to 167 to 169. I would be long and add on anything at 160. You will get 6 points, 4 to 6 points on this trade. So I wanted you to go long and then add, see how it says, I want the small pop. So I wanted you to long the stock. If it dipped to 160, don't worry. The stock is going to head back up to 167. And that's what I really made clear on CMI. So if you look at the stock, how it was worded, how it was done, CMI, ding, 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 long the open, on at any pullback. If it hit 160, don't panic. Conference call was coming up. I felt the stock would go to 167. The stock ended up at 166. I missed it by 50 cents. And I will end it on one more trade. I'm going to do, it's between FFS and Beyond. I'm going to go with Beyond. How did we trade Beyond today? Because I'm sure that's what everybody wants to know. How did Act trade Beyond today since he's so good at it, right? Well, Beyond. Well, when you looked at the earnings report, and I'll close with this trade here. When you looked at the earnings report, you know what was interesting? It was good. It was actually good. The only thing that pissed off investors was the offering, the 3.2 million offering. But it was a good report. So the stock wasn't going to get smashed to 150. It wasn't going to get smashed to 170. Maybe 175, I kind of felt would have been bottom, but it was still going to rebound. And I knew this. When I looked at the stock this morning, when I got it up and it was at 192, I was looking at 187 to 185 to buy the stock long. That's what I said. I said to myself, this is like a 187.50, I think I wrote. You want to see what I wrote? Beyond. Gapping down 35. Let's look what I wrote. I like to see some short covering. I would nibble long 185 to 187. I would love this to shoot to 195 or more. If this pulls, at all, 175 would be the bottom. But I want to long 185 to 187 because I think it's going to short cover. And poof! Do you want to see what we did today? Are you ready? Look for the areas of interest where I wanted you to go long. 185 to 187. And look where it went. And it hit my 195 right there, just a matter of minutes. I saw people make so much money on this stock. And remember what I said? Don't play this shit into earnings. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're not smarter than the stock. You're not smarter than the investors. You're not. Don't do it. Don't do it. And I recommend it all across the board. Stop trying to play shit into earnings. You can make more money the next day because you'll have the report, you'll have all the analyst comments, and you'll know how to trade it. And you can make thousands the next day. Just wait. Let this shit pour out, do what it's got to do, and you come in after and you're a shark. Now imagine taking 100 or 200 shares at the buy area at 185 to 187. Minimum of a 10-point move. You would have made $2,000 or $1,000 on 100 shares because I knew what the stock was going to do. Now, did I know it would go to 250? No, nobody knows that. All right, and I can't take credit for that. But what I can take credit for is knowing when to get into stock and knowing it was going to make a move to the upside. So you're goddamn right. I'm going to take credit for this fucking trade today. Okay. I've been trading Beyond on and off for weeks and weeks and weeks. I love this stock. The more I trade it, the more I feel it, the more I understand it. And even after earnings, after all my professional day trading, I analyzed and said, this is a long. This is not an all-day short. I never fucking said that. Buy at 185 to 187 and let it rock. And it did. This is why we're called Awesome Calls Trading. Nobody does what we do. So if you can find $6.75 a day lying around in your couch, why don't you come in and make thousands with us? All right? Why don't you listen to this webinar again and again and go, fuck that. I'm so sick of my room where I'm at. These assholes don't know shit. I want to go trade with that guy, that group, those people. I want to be a part of that. All right? And that concludes our webinar for today. Yes, Max just said, people don't have to drink Starbucks. Forget your $7 cup of coffee. Come on in here. I'll help you so you can buy a Starbucks. Okay? Then you can have all the fucking coffee you want. Or I'll make you enough money so you can have a maid go get it for you. All right? I will kick ass for you. All right? But that's what we do. All right? And that's why we're growing. Remember, the tortoise and the hare. I don't mind being the tortoise because at the end of the day, by the end of the year, let's see who the numbers are. Huh? We are the shit. We're the room. Nobody does what we do. All they can do is copy. Okay? So that being that, have a good day. Take care. God bless. Be good. See you tomorrow.